With countless researches being conducted at universities and graduate schools throughout Japan, I can only imagine that it was a long and difficult process before yours was chosen for the COE program. Now, could you tell us how was the University of the Ryukyu's Coral project concepted?
Well, first of all, I have to explain our scientific background. Our university is located in Okinawa, in the southernmost part of Japan, where we have unique flora and fauna because of its geological history. Okinawa is composed of many, many small islands named the Ryukyu Archipelago, but these islands have connected with Chinese continent about 1 to 2 million years ago. This is called as land bridge. Therefore, many animals and plant species could invade from the continent to our island. However, our area was fragmented into small islands according to the plate tectonics, sea level change, and other causes. As a result, animals and plants were evolving on each island, and endemic species appeared on each island, resulting in the increasing in species diversity in Okinawa. This is our background. In order to clarify the characteristic of the nature from many biological aspects, of course our colleagues have been studying in various ways during the last 5 decades. For applying the COE program, I have tried to organize a big team for biological research in order to make clear the characteristics of our nature system and to foster young scientists. Before the submission of the proposal, we had an intensive discussion how we can organize this kind of big group. And finally, biodiversity of coral reef and island ecosystems was selected. Second point was the location of our university. Our university has a good collaborative relationship with many institutions in Asia and Pacific regions, and has a responsibility to communicate with their institutions. For this purpose, coral reef and island system is a good tool because these are our common topics in tropical and subtropical countries and Pacific region. It was a very important task for us to establish a scientific network with these institutions. Coral reef and island ecosystems are very suitable issue for the COE program in our university, so we have selected this topic.
As you mentioned, your location is very key.
Yes.
Even coming to the university and campus, I enjoyed the flora and fauna coming here.
Sure.
And peeking into the research labs and your floor here at the research center, it's been very interesting to see.
Yes.
This. Now, could you briefly explain how the project is being carried out?
Until now, we have so many research activities, and also we have so many educational programs. We have several programs, including international symposia and workshops and seminar. And also we have a long-term summer program for 2 months for selected research topic, and so on. Among these programs, International Summer Program is one of our important characteristics. We are inviting international participants, which must be PhD students and famous researchers, in order to have a summer program for 2 months. Students can gain very good experience through their field survey and lectures. Also, we are recommending to our students and young researchers to go to abroad to participate in the international symposia or for conducting international researches. Last year, we held an international workshop in French Polynesia in cooperation with two institutions there. They were University of California, Berkeley, and the French Institute, which was École pratique de haute étude in French. It was a very fruitful and productive event. We could establish a very wonderful network for the future collaboration. We'll have a collaborative research and education for PhD students in cooperation. Of course, we will continue these activities in the future too.
I think it's wonderful that the students and researchers are able to form a network and communicate.
Yes, particularly young researchers and students are very pleased in such program.
And you showed me pictures at the French Polynesia workshop too, and they were beautiful. Now, have you seen any results so far in your program, and is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to?
Yes, it's very important for us. Our members have been working very intensively and accumulating a lot of scientific information, of course. Moreover, young people are growing conspicuously, namely they are publishing the results of their researches in international scientific journals, which are well evaluated in many occasions. So I have to show some examples. One wild cat species, which is called as Iriomote cat, is living only on Iriomote Island in South Okinawa. This is very strange. We had a question why this species could survive on a small island where the amount of food seems not to be sufficient for maintaining the wild cat population. One of our PhD students studied the feeding ecology of this cat and clarified the fact that this species is feeding on various food items such as rats, frogs, insects, and so on. Iriomote cat is considered to be able to adapt to this small island by using a variety of food items. Second example is for a plant species which is distributed in many islands in the Ryukyu archipelago. From outside, it's very difficult to distinguish, but genetic characteristic of this species is different in different islands. This means the process of evolution or speciation. Now mechanisms of species diversity evolution are now clarifying in our program. What kind of interesting researches we will have in the near future? It's very difficult for us to speculate it because our islands are considered to be a paradise for biodiversity research or study. And there are so many interesting research topics. These integrated biodiversity study can contribute to promote a new science in coral reef and island ecosystems.
It is very interesting to hear about the adaptation or evolution of the Iriomote cat.
Yes.
It really looks just like a normal cat or a wild cat.
Yes, one of the important characteristics of this species is the color of ear. It has a white color on the ear, so we can distinguish from other cat species.
So in your project, not only are you studying about corals, but the connection between the different land and sea ecosystems.
Yes, it's a very important topic for us.
So Professor Tsuchiya, what is your role as the central primary leader or director of this program?
Oh, yes, of course my responsibility is the organization of a team, and also I am a scientist, so I have to work by myself. However, the purpose of the COE program is to establish a very high-level base of education and research. I have to pay my effort for this discussion. So in my understanding, the base is the institute institution to which many researchers and students are visiting to conduct their study. So it's my dream and responsibility.
You have a big responsibility and a big program. But also this year, you are organizing a conference here?
Yes, every year we have an international symposium or workshop to which we are inviting many researchers and students from abroad.
I see. Now, from an international perspective, where does Japan stand in this field?
Depending on the field, of course. Recently, biological researches have been studied from various aspects, but for any biological study, taxonomy is basic and important. In our program, we have several taxonomists who are working in their field at very, very high level in the world. So many requests are coming from outside to get their papers. This is one point. And coral reef is also important. Coral reef biology is, of course, one of our characteristics. And we have some researchers leading the coral reef biology in the world. So our activities have been well evaluated because many scientific papers were already published in high-ranked journals. Of course, we have to pay our effort more.
So there seems to be much focus or attention in this part of the world right now. Now, Professor, you seem very busy organizing and leading and directing, but as a researcher, what is your personal dream or goal?
Personal dream, yes. Of course, it's a search for truth in general. But after attending this COE program, I have to say again, I have big dream for establishing an institute for coral reef and island research here in Okinawa. In this institute, many international and Japanese students are working together to get PhD, and famous professors from abroad are giving their lectures for international cooperative researches are also conducting in this facility. So in addition, we would like to contribute our result for the solution of the environmental issues in the world, particularly in Asia and Pacific regions. Global warming has been affecting coral reefs, as you know. One of the most conspicuous phenomena is coral bleaching. If so, coral can be acting as an indicator of Earth's environment. This means that coral reef research is not a local issue in tropical and subtropical environments, but global issue. So corals are giving their message to us. We are in a critical stage in our planet. We are very happy if we can contribute for this topic. I believe this is the most important current problem in the world.
Please continue to express and understand the messages from the corals and the ecosystem.
Thank you.
Good luck with your research.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.